and you didn't get a stiffy or do unprofessional shit one time.
Yep.
What's going on, people? I'm BLKZEN, and we are at 1166. This is 1166 podcast, and with me today on episode 4, I got Brandon Morgan, aka Capn Morgan.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy that you're here.
Yes,
It's
sir.
good vibes.
Yeah,
but those y'all don't know, I ain't
me
seen this
here.
man in a couple months.
It's
so
been
I'm
a
hyped.
minute. Actually,
It's been a couple months, bro.
when did I see you as? I just know it was a while ago, but I'm not even sure when it was.
I don't know either, but
It's just a while.
because I know we were talking on the phone earlier.
No, I talked to the phone a couple times.
Yeah, no, we talked on the phone. We talk on the phone, like, you know what I mean? It's always some deep shit, but bring me up to speed. Like, what's going on with you?
Man, I can't. I'm just working, you know, for those that don't know, I work in the medical field, so I'm always busy doing that. But I also do comedy and stand-up and making skits here and there. But it's just basically trying to balance it all and trying to do more stand-up and get out there as much as possible. So,
Oh, wait, you just downplayed yourself. You lit on TikTok.
I mean, sometimes.
You kind of lit on TikTok, though.
Yeah, it's not like blown up. You know what I'm saying? I still got to figure that logarithm and pattern out, but like
We went to DreamCon and people didn't know you.
like 2 people actually recognized me. I didn't expect that though.
In a different state.
I
You
didn't
know what I
expect
mean?
that. I was
That's a
walking
sign.
around. I was like, whoa, what?
That's a sign.
I'm not even like viral like that. I had like a couple things that blew up here and there.
Yeah.
But the fact that someone recognized me at all, I was like, what? Yo, no way.
So for you making, like, entertaining shit, right? Are you leaning more towards, like, stand-up comedy or TikTok? Or are you just, like, juggling the both of them? Like, where are you in that headspace?
The thing is, I'm trying to figure that out too, but like I think stand-up is something I want to conquer. Like something about like being on stage performing and getting good at it. I feel like it's just part of the mission. It feels like, I was like, yo, it's like, because it's like, it makes you nervous every single time, so you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that sort of mindset. But I think it's just part of the journey. So I definitely want to do both, but I still got to make sure I still do the content creating, because that's what got me here in the first place.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's funny because for me, like, doing music, like when I perform in front of an audience, it feels like what you just described. I'm nervous until I hit the stage.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I can breathe. I'm here. I'm home. That's what it feels like. Being on stage is like home. It's actually like home.
Now you like feel present. Like when you're on stage, you feel present. That's the thing. That's the cool part.
Like when you're an MC, regardless if you're a DJ, if you're a comedian, if you're like a music performer, you are responsible for the vibes of the room.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a heavy responsibility. So if you're responsible for the vibes in the room, it just makes sense to just give it your best and just make people feel good. Like it has to make sense for people when they leave that there was a plus. There has to be a plus.
A plus to seeing you on stage?
Yes. No, not seeing you on stage, but to be in that moment. That's why I look at it as.
Yeah.
It's like a give and take of energy.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, they just saw me. It's not, they interacted. They were there. They laughed at shit that was funny. They cried at something that was sad. Like, just being present does something special.
That's like my goal in like almost every conversation though. Every like good conversation, I want someone to get something good out of it. Otherwise, what are we talking
What's
about?
the point?
Yeah,
Exactly.
what are we talking about? Why are we talking at all? You know what I'm saying?
That's the same reason why I'm not into small talk. Because it's just like, weather, sports, this, who cares? Oh, also, I heard you say try 2 times, right? I want to invite you to join this challenge that I have. I have this try challenge where basically, if you ever use the word try to describe you doing something now, in the near future, or in the far future, you have to do X amount of push-ups. I normally increment it for 10. I have a couple other people who are doing the challenge. I'm doing 30. Every time I say try in the context of me doing something, for example, I'm going to try to upload a podcast episode every Friday. No, you're either doing it or you're not. 30.
That's a good way to think about that. I like that.
Reprogramming. I like that. I feel like we're in a society where people talk about manifestation and stuff, and it's like, if we're not reprogramming ourselves on the inside, nothing on the outside will change.
That's like that is manifestation. You're speaking into existence because now you're not trying to do something.
You're doing it.
Doing something.
You're either not or you are.
That's right.
So what's up? You in the challenge?
Yeah, I like
What's
that.
up?
Cool.
All right, but
I like that.
You have to be on it with your words. So how many are you gonna do? What's your increments?
25.
25? That's calm.
Yeah.
So yeah, from here on.
Yeah. In case I say it a lot, I think it's 25.
Yeah, 30. I did it to. I messed up. I did it to myself. I started with 10.
Oh, okay.
And then I was with one of my homies, Donovan, and I bumped it up to 30 because I was like, yeah, I could do it. I messed up yesterday. I had to do 180 push-ups.
Okay, you kept saying it.
No, I just kept messing up. I went to like 90 and then I rounded it off to 100 as a penalty. And then I kept saying it like a couple more times and I was like, oh, I'm in over my head.
Yeah, it's going to make you tired. I knew if I said like 40, I'm be exhausted. So like,
yeah.
Let's make it 25.
But, you know, that push-up challenge is big, man. Like, I feel like for a lot of people, they don't know their potential. So part of that reprogramming is to get closer to that compass, that alignment.
I agree with that because I feel like you perform better when you're on a little bit of pressure. Like, pressure does make diamonds, in my opinion. Like, I was listening to a book by David Goggins.
David Goggins is the GOAT.
Like, he's crazy, but like he's saying the truth.
He's saying real shit.
He's saying like the things he's saying is true. Like,
David Goggins is a beast.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can't even like think of the whole book right now, but it's ultimately
the new one or the first one.
I listened to the new one first.
Oh, snap.
The new one's pretty dope.
He said the new one is what he wanted people to really hear, but he had to get the credibility of the first one.
Because the first thing is more of his story.
Yeah.
The second one is more of like the wisdom and the thought behind the things he does. Like the mindset behind pushing yourself past your limits. You know what I'm saying?
Perceived limits.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
David Goggins is a different animal. I'm not gonna lie.
He's truly, because he made me like, really, when I thought about the things he was saying about when he had all this discipline, like he pushed himself even harder to like run all these super ultra marathons and all these 100 miles, and his performance was much better in life because it's like how you do something is how you do everything. Yeah, essentially. It
leaks into all. If you do something great, it will leak into your life. If you are toxic and horrible in one way, it leads.
It's gonna slide out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like when I was thinking about it, I was like, He said you're never the same as you were like a year ago. It's either you're getting better or you're getting worse, but you're never the same. So I was thinking back at it performance-wise in my life. I was like, when I was in college and I was in like, you know, the medical stuff I'm doing, like the schooling was super hard. So I told myself to run a mile every single morning. And that just kept me like, I was so on point. And then now, since I have a little less slack, I graduated, like my mind just feels just slower. I'm not as present. Yeah, because I'm not keeping my mind in that sharp state all the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to hit the gym every day, and I've been doing it. So,
David Goggins is what I listen to before I go to the gym.
It helps me I focus, you know, when I hear him talk.
I don't like going to the gym, but when I do go, I go stupid. Yeah. So it's like David Goggins. Like my routine is typically like unless I'm like traveling or whatever, I'll go every other day or every 2 days. So with David, so typically this is how like I'll incorporate the gym. Every day, regardless, I study languages. In order, I study from the weakest to strongest, which is how I study, because when you wake up and when you go to bed, those are the two optimal times for neuroplasticity. Those are the two best times for you to intake new bits of information. So I'll study French, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Japanese. I start with the weakest and into my strongest other language. Then I will, I read about the languages. I'll study, learn something new. Then I'll stretch. Then bump David Goggins.
Every day?
Yeah.
With the languages? Because you made that sound so low key. You just dropped 5 languages like it was nothing. I'm like, you just
bro.
like it was nothing. Sure, I'm just not trying to learn Spanish, like, because, you know, girl Spanish, like, a lot of people I know around, like, a lot of people know Spanish.
Spanish is a useful language.
Yeah, it's useful. And, like, when I go to work, a lot of my patients speak Spanish. So I'm like, yo, I think it's part of my, like, destiny to learn Spanish. Like, I feel like I should be speaking Spanish.
It's fun.
Yeah, like, so
it has a cool flow to it.
It does. Like, I can understand a lot of it. Like, if someone speaks to me, I can pretty much get the gist of what they're saying, but it's hard. Speaking back's hard. Yeah.
But there's a really cool app called Hello Talk, where it's like a language exchange social media kind of app. It's really cool. It's helped me make friends. Hello Talk, one word, Hello Talk. But that's what helped me initially when I was first learning Japanese.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because, like, you're a black dude and you just taught yourself Japanese. And you speak it. That is so impressive.
And I'm kind of with the David Goggins mentality, because people look at him and be like, yo, how are you doing this and that? And it's funny, before I knew David Goggins, I resonated with the mentality of just do it. Don't think about it. Don't get caught up in, just do it.
Yeah, that is probably the most brilliant thing. Because like Spanish, you can hear Spanish, but Japanese, ain't nobody talking Japanese about you, though. Like, no one's talking Japanese on a normal day in our lives.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, I feel like a lot of people right now are lazy. We have the internet. There's no reason not to learn anything, unless you're doing, like, open heart surgery where you need practical, like, just practice.
Practical practice.
So, Yeah, I don't know. It was funny. For the first, I want to say 6 months, I studied 3 hours every day, just Japanese. So now that I don't need to be as hardcore in Japanese because I have the foundation, I'm transferring a lot of that time into learning new languages. They're not as focused as me learning Japanese because the other languages I'm learning are all Latin based.
It's a little bit easier.
It's way easier, not just a little bit. When I'm learning French, Italian, because like outside of Japanese, my Spanish is my Portuguese is weaker than my Spanish, but it's starting to get better and better. And my pronunciation is getting really good in Portuguese. So those already, Spanish and Portuguese are pretty similar. Now we factor in Italian. Italian it's similar to Spanish. It has like a similar vibe.
Yeah.
French, it's the weirdest because they drop a lot of letters and pronunciation is very unique. But even just reading it, you can figure out a lot of the words too.
You're a brilliant man, bro. You're brilliant.
I'm just using more and more of my brain.
Yeah.
We don't use all of our brain. So part of me, for David Goggins, is that dark matter and going through pain.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's having a worthy opponent. Like, I have the Goku mentality, high key.
Just keep getting stronger.
Keep getting stronger. I play Magic the Gathering with a couple of friends of mine. I've been playing for a while. I pull up with a default pre-constructed deck. They have custom decks, and we're playing, and they'll ask me, yeah, do you want me to use this one? This one might be fair for your deck. And I'm like, no, use your strongest one. If I beat you with the pre-constructed deck, I'm a beast. I love handicaps. I love it. If I'm sparring in the gym, I'll purposely leave openings or like wait for a punch to cut. If I can if they're telegraphing the punch or the kick or something, I'll purposely wait sometimes an extra half a second just so I can get used to like blocking and maneuvering and parrying faster. So when I'm in a situation, I'm reading things way too fast.
So you like to challenge yourself.
I love if I'm not challenged, I'm bored.
I feel the same way. I feel like lazy if not challenged. Like I feel like I'm bored. I feel like I'm not using my potential. Because like a lot of people get comfortable and complacent. I feel like it's a very dangerous game to play.
It is. It's like, I look at a lot of people who have complacency in their life, who are very complacent, and it scares me. That's one of my deepest fears in life. Two of them, one is to die before achieving my true potential, and
Same.
Two, it's to be complacent and not be hungry. I think if past lives exist, in a past life I was a gladiator. I had to have been some kind of champion because I have a burning desire to do anything that I do to the best of my ability. If I'll try stuff, but if I'm not feeling that rush from it, I'll probably let it go. But I've tried it. I have context, you know. But if I'm dedicating time and energy to it, I'm gonna do it.
That's truly like the mentality you gotta have to be successful, though.
It has to be.
Like you really gotta have that dog in you. When I say dog, I mean the determination to be and do better. You know what I'm saying? Like though, I think
you said the dog in you.
That dog.
Let's break that into an acronym. Dedication of God.
Of a god.
Dedication of a god. You gotta have that dog.
Oh yeah, dog. Yeah.
I feel like personally, everybody has an inner god or goddess within them.
Yeah.
Like everybody has that the ability to be great, but it just needs to be applied. Yeah, you gotta tap into it. If we're not tapping into it, what are we doing?
But most people don't.
I know, that's a sad existence to me.
Most people are afraid to though. I learned that like I feel like I'm very ambitious. I'm very like a go-getters person. But most people don't feel that way. When I say I wake up every morning like, yo, how can I make today a good day or an enjoyable day or a better day? Like, how can I make my conversations worthwhile to someone else? Most people are just trying to get by or just live. And I'm like, damn, how can you live like that? Like, that sounds scary to me. That sounds like, what's the point if you're not trying to, like,
do something,
you know what I'm saying, or move forward? You know, I'm like Eren Yeager. Like, I feel like I got to keep moving forward. I don't know if you Attack on Titan fan. But,
bro, I'm up to date.
Oh, you got good.
I'm up to date. The minute Zeke violated, homie's like, wait, don't kill my brother. He's like, I ain't gonna hold you. I actually want to do a skit on it, but we're gonna come back to social media and skits. But homie is like, yeah, nah, I know what it feels like to lose your brother. Roar! And I was like, damn, Zeke is fucked
he's
up.
bad.
The whole thing with that split second with the shot, yo, my jaw was on the floor for like 40 minutes.
By the way, Gabby don't miss. She has hit She has hit every shot she aimed for.
Gabby
does not miss, bro.
She took a homie. Bing! I was like, oh. And then when he grabbed it, yo, it was the end of the last season is giving me goosebumps. It was way too intense. I was like, yo, this is a fantastic anime.
It's good. I read the manga too, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But I had to. They were taking too long.
So, they are taking long. When is the new season coming back?
In the next couple months, I think.
I feel like a lot of heat is coming out this year.
It better come out.
Jujutsu Kaisen, New Jujutsu Kaisen is coming this year.
I never really watched it like that. I didn't get into it. I never like. I haven't watched an episode of it yet.
Sukuna, the actual legend of Sukuna, is interesting. Mm-hmm. It's dark, but that shit's coming. There's so many new anime that are coming. I'm excited, yo. But about that social media thing, because I want to do a skit for Zeke, like yelling, but like a New York version. Mm-hmm. But lately, I don't know, man. I don't like social media.
It's exhausting to me. Like I try to post on there. Well, I do post on. Oh crap! I do post on there.
You want to do these push-ups right quick? I'll do them.
Yeah, I'll do push-ups. Like I said, try.
I'll do it with you.
Shoot, I didn't realize how often people say try. I'm about to take out my jacket. I'm gonna get hot.
That's why it's specifically the context of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing this now or the future. Because if you tried something in the past, it is what it is. You tried it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's get it. Yeah. 13, 14, 15. A little exercise.
It keeps you wired. But anyway, as I was saying, yes, I feel like Aaron Yeager, like, because Aaron, media. It was me, Aaron Yeager.
You sound out of breath. Those push-ups hit though.
Yeah, I do social media, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know if it's not worth it, or I feel like it's I'm not getting out of it what I think I could be getting out of it, and like the logarithm.
You want water, by the way?
Huh?
You want water?
I'm good for right now.
Okay.
Like the algorithm, like the how to get, because sometimes a video I make will blow up, and sometimes it'll get like no views at all, and I'm like,
inconsistent.
What's going on here? It's completely inconsistent. I'm like, do I have to? I know they like when you have to make the same joke all the time in different ways to truly blow up, but that's hard for me because I'm always thinking of a different thing.
You're a creator. You're an artist.
But people, that's kind of how you get ahead. You got to make that same joke a bunch of times to get that following, to get that, reminder, like, oh, that's that guy that does that thing. That's typically how it goes, but I don't think like that.
I don't subscribe to that either, because it's just like TikTok is like the king of social medias right now, right? So I don't want to just be bound by what TikTok tells me is okay. Yeah. Girl, shake that ass on TikTok. I have a video flagged where it's just me reacting to another person's video that's talking about facts of slavery in the U.S. and of business. Like, why did my video get flagged? But this girl, I can see her whole vagina through her pants.
It pisses me off, bro, because I'll make a good joke. It starts blowing up and they take it down. And I look again and I see ass just shaking. I'll be so tight.
You know what got me mad? When I really knew that TikTok was going to give me the ick was when I got flagged for copyright infringement on my own song. I did a breakdown video in Japanese of my own song. Mm-hmm. I made it. It's not like I put a bunch of samples. Like, I played the shit out. And it's my vocals. The instrument's not even too complex, but I did the entire thing by hand. And these motherfuckers like, oh, it's copywritten. I'm like, oh, by BLKZEN. I have the BLKZEN account and I can show you everything. What do you mean? They're like, oh, you use a different sound. I wanted to kill somebody. I was so mad.
Really my content, it's nonsense.
TikTok is stupid as fuck. But for me, for January, I haven't been posting as much. I've posted my Japanese words of the day and all that kind of stuff. But even with that, I've been taking great consideration into what will stand out, because when we look at those things that stand out in different points of history, they're the people who do things that are vastly different from what the status quo is. Mm-hmm. So part of me doing this 360 podcast thing, because I was thinking, how do I get somebody more immersed? Mm-hmm. How?
That was good. That caught me off guard. I didn't expect it to look like that.
Yeah. But I've been focusing on two things, this and audio films. Mm-hmm. In the last episode I did, episode 3, I was talking with a videographer homie of mine, Steve, and I was telling him that I've turned my hammer into a sword, because I do a lot of different things, a lot of different things. That represents a hammer. It can cover a lot of area, but it's not precise.
Like a sword.
So I've reforged my hammer into a sword, where you're folding the metal over and over and using all of that metal into a fine point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of time I'm on. 360 podcast, audio films. That's it.
That's crazy. That's pretty impressive.
I'm no longer dropping singles and albums. Fuck all of that.
So what are you doing then?
Audio films.
And when you say audio film, what do you mean?
So right now I have one called Demigod. It's out. It's 44 minutes and 13 seconds. It's an entire narrated story with music and Foley and scoring and cinematic shit in between. And one cohesive thing that you can bump. It's not just some quick 30-second, 1 minute clip. No, it's 44 and change minutes. But I've also released the singles by themselves. So if anybody wants to bump the singles, they can bump it. Oh. So that's my new format.
That's pretty cool. I love that. Man, I got to catch up to you because you...
Bro, long form content is big. And as things get quicker and quicker, people are going to crave the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So by the time they hit that from their depleting attention spans, the content that I create would seem to be
different.
A gallon of water for somebody dying of thirst, opposed to getting lost in the sea of bullshit.
That was nice. that was poetry.
I'm a rapper.
That was poetry. I was like,
Appreciate you.
Nice.
That's really how I feel, because it's like, I'm big on intentionality. I'm big on intention. If I'm not doing something with intention, I just don't want to do it. If I can't justify my own why, I will not do it.
That's a good way to think. Because that's how I felt like a little bit like fruitless, or I feel like I'm not doing the social media thing. It's just not doing, like I'm doing it to keep up. I'm at like a couple little payments here and there from it.
But it's like, is it worth it?
But I'm like, I feel like I'm not working to the best of my ability. Like I'm not putting out the quality that I could be putting out, you know, or the amount of comedy that I think I can do so much more. But like that doesn't get views. When I put more effort into a video, it does not get views.
I feel like with comedy, it's more stable. With actual comedy, like with you doing stand-up, every time you hit that stage, you will get objectively better.
Yeah.
Period.
I like that. That's why I loved it. It was so in the moment.
That's
like,
consistent.
I can feel myself being better. I was like, oh, I'm relaxed. I can say this joke. I can reply to this person. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
TikTok doesn't make sense too, because TikTok, it's all based on their algorithm. It doesn't represent how things work in the real world. Like you doing something actively every day, leading to you being good, it's like, oh, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But it's almost like people are being rewired and reprogrammed to think otherwise.
And TikTok, I got to play their game. I got to play with the computer, but it's not bettering me as a creator in my mind. Like I can't do the same exact joke every day. Like I feel like dry. Because of that, it's dry to me. I can't.
It's limiting. It'll bottleneck you.
Yeah, it's limiting.
And you're an employee, technically speaking.
Literally speaking,
because they'll pay you, but then decide not to pay you if you violate terms and conditions.
That too. And they be letting these girls shake their ass, and they get all the conditions. And I can't make a joke with saying like one curse word, or I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
0 sense. That's why, for me, I want to take clips of this podcast and just like drop it everywhere. Instead of centralizing my content around these social media platforms, I'll give them doses of what is already natively my own. That's how I'm flipping it, because as creators, we have to own our content. If we don't own our content, we're no longer artists. We're just entertainers, in the sense of just being there for somebody's amusement,
and that means
without having the business really mapped out.
Yeah, it's more like TikTok or Instagram owns us, but we're not owning our own content. We're owning our own comedy. Or
like, what happens if that video if they ban somebody's account? Screwed.
Bye.
You really use those videos. I mean, you could probably try to repost them.
Yeah.
You could try, but you know, is it really gonna be fruitful? I want to dig into that with you, but before we do that, I just want you to talk about what led you to stand-up comedy, because that's something that I personally feel is like, that's you signing up for a long haul. Like me, when I first decided to do music, I already knew that there was a mountain in front of me. I already knew. I was like, okay, this is something that I know I'm going to suck at for a little bit, but once I don't suck, it's going to be great. Like, comedy is one of those things where it's like, it's a mountain. It's a mountain. Nobody becomes Dave Chappelle without putting in hours upon hours upon hours. Nobody just comes out the womb, Bill Burr, Andrew Schultz. It's not like a thing. They all busted their ass on the road going in. Like, what led you to comedy in terms of stand-up?
It felt like the right thing. I think I started it like while I was starting to feel like the social media thing just wasn't doing it. And I was like, there has to be more to this. Like,
so walk me through the process. What happened? So were you in a place of being dissatisfied with social media and then decided, okay, let me just get into stand-up? Like, how did that work out for you? Like, walk me through that.
I remember being a conversation with my brother and saying that social media is not the end all be all. It can't be because it's too temporary.
Yeah.
It's too temporary.
It's a fad.
Yeah, it's a fad. But you have to think for the future and like, you know, what do you want to be and all this stuff. And I'm like, nah, I think I actually want to be a comedian. Like I want to be him. Like my ultimate goal in life is to be him. But I feel like I'm not doing it. And I feel like stand up, it feels like a crazy challenge because I got to go up there and be funny or not be funny.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
But the beauty is you got to work the room.
Yeah.
Based on that room, you get different results.
Yeah, and there's like a skill behind it. There's like your funniness skill, your social skill. There's a lot of, it's like a dance with your words with like the people in front of you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it seemed like I started watching comedians. I was like, oh, this looks beautiful. You know, and I tried it a couple of times. Like, oh, this is awesome. Like now I really like doing stand up.
And you're healing people.
Yeah.
You literally, like you really heal people when you're doing comedy. Mm-hmm. Like you'll be the difference in somebody's day being complete trash and having a light at the end of the tunnel.
Because you make somebody laugh. Like you made their day a little better just by saying whatever thing was on your mind that day, you know?
And it's therapy too on both ends.
On
for
my
them
end,
and for you. You get to, because comedy, the thing that, because this is going to lead us into that thing we're going to go back over like toxicity. But I've always enjoyed comedy, and I've always viewed comedy as a safe haven for people to express themselves without a bunch of recourse in the efforts of having fun with other people, right? I feel like right now we're in a time where people are butthurt over everything. They fault comedians more than ever, and a lot of old school comedians talk about this shit. I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
Dave Chappelle.
The GOAT, Dave Chappelle. Bro, anytime, just to be clear, Dave Chappelle's the GOAT. And anytime I'm in a conversation, this happened to me with a couple girls before in the past where I mentioned Dave and they looked at me like I was tripping. And now immediately in my head, I'm like, okay, no dick for you. No dick for you. You're obviously stupid. If you don't think Dave is a GOAT, you're obviously stupid.
Don't take this again somewhere else. It's not
You're not getting the dick because you're obviously dumb.
That is true. Then you're a person that can't handle the truth. That's what I think. Oh, you're a person that cannot handle the truth. Therefore, I already know your presence in my life will be temporary.
All comedians look at Dave as a GOAT. Kevin Hart looks at him as the GOAT. Kevin Hart's the most paid, but Dave is the guy.
Dave is the guy.
He's Hemi Neutron. He's him.
Like the Dave Chappelle thing, that leads into a whole thing I feel about people not facing reality.
Let's dig into the toxicity now, because this leads us into the idea that people can't handle jokes. I also feel that people misconstrue preferences and phobias. That's another thing. For example, people saying comments such as, this person doesn't date fat people. That makes you fatphobic. This person doesn't like transgendered women, so you're transphobic. And I feel like in terms of like the trans thing, I've seen more people who don't identify as trans making these bold ass claims. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's just outsiders, spectators instigating on bullshit. And I feel like a lot of that's for fatphobic people too. It's like the outside people talking bare shit. You know Uncle Roger? You know Uncle Roger?
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
I heard so many people talk shit and they weren't Asian. It's like, shut up.
Other Asians love making that joke. I watched several other Asian comedians just make that joke because it's funny.
I was looking at it I was looking at an interview with Uncle Roger, and he was talking about how he had people call him racist and this and that, and they're white people.
Yeah. No
Asians love him.
But usually
I know people with Cantonese, and they tell me he's authentic. He has a great Cantonese accent.
Yeah.
He represents that Cantonese uncle. So I'm like, yo.
No racial, but it's usually white people that are offended by everything else.
The white knight comes up on the stallion. I'm here to save everybody.
Yeah, like it's usually a white woman saying that we're being racist about someone that has nothing to do with them. And they're more offended than the actual focus group. That's the part I'm not understanding. Like,
I don't get why people feel the need to police others. It's like, get a life.
Like, don't you have a job?
But you know, this will be... In hindsight, okay, now that we're talking about this, what's starting to make sense to me now in the midst of us conversing about this, because we did mention that people just don't have that drive, that passion. I think some people exert that internal need to do something by policing others opposed to doing shit with their own lives. which is sad. But that's what I think it is.
It might be. Well, it's a part of it. Like, you have all this extra energy that you're not using for productivity.
Go do shit.
And you're doing it to bitch. You're bitching way too much. Get a job. Do something. Something other than talking shit about what I'm doing. It's like...
It's annoying as fuck.
And, like... There's a lot I can talk about now.
Go ahead,
now we're like
here.
in the field.
We here.
Because as Dave Chappelle said, the whole world has turned into bitch ass niggas.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes. The world is a bunch of bitch ass niggas. High key.
And it started with people trying to be forward thinking, like, be accepting. Let's not be racist. Let's not be sexist. Okay, cool. But then it turned into this big extra category, like I'm a cis, trans, straight, I'm a pansexual, polyamorous, non-binary.
I'm ethically non-monogamous.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I'm not gonna lie, okay, because and the thing is too, I'm happy you're on this podcast. I already told you, say how you feel. If any of y'all are offended, don't watch the fucking podcast. Turn it off. Fuck you. But I still love you all.
Polyamorous, non-binary, vegan. That was
right. The vegan community pisses me off, but that's a different story. But it's wild. I feel like one of the big problems is that we live in delusion. Not we, but as a society, we live in delusion. Comedy's based in reality.
Comedy's honest.
Comedy is honest as fuck, and it jokes at the thing in the face.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's part of why people are so lost, because they're so gone in delusion that they're not... Because if we're not working on the same facts, the stories ain't gonna make the same sense.
Yeah, like I said, it's
bitch ass niggaism.
Yeah, like it started off for us trying to like be more accepting, but then it turned into a world where...
catering for bullshit.
Catering and being offended was more important than things that were fair. Than truth. Like, and it goes into like... trans people going into another gender sport, another sexist sport, now just to not offend someone. Now we're like, okay, now this is too much. That's like Mike Tyson putting on a wig and punching these bitches. It's not the same. It's just not the same, dude.
I mean, who knows? We might see a man identifying person join the NFL. I would not like to see it happen, knock on wood, but they might die.
You might die.
These are 400-pound grown men.
Yeah.
Bone density different.
They've been men.
If your bone density is not on some XY chromosome type of density, you will be fucked. You'll be bulldozed.
And these guys have been doing some serious workouts on top of it. Even if I got hit by them,
hits different.
I would die by getting hit with them. Imagine a female getting hit by that. You
have bone density, and you can swole.
Yeah, I'm swole too.
So imagine, that's what I'm saying. Now people are tripping.
Yeah,
people are tripping.
If I would die by getting hit with that, imagine girly over there took a little testosterone and went on the field, bro. It's over. Like, it's not the same, and that's okay. It's okay to not be the same, but to be like in this weird mindset where everyone is the same, it's just not true.
I personally feel that, let me stop saying feel. I know that people have jobs that work best for them by nature and in society. A man, we're talking about heterosexual right now. I'm not talking about like all the other fucking gray area.
Yeah.
Heterosexual men can never play the role of a heterosexual woman, and a heterosexual woman will never be able to play the role of a heterosexual man. Granted, men overall cannot play the role of women successfully with the same degree of efficiency, just as women can never play the full role of a man. Like when kids are born, they need a father figure and they need a mother figure.
They're needed.
Men, we don't give birth.
We don't.
So when I hear dumb shit like people saying, oh yeah, women shouldn't have rights, I'm like, yo, you sound retarded. Give birth, do whatever the fuck needs to be done, give birth, die, become an example so we can accept the fact that men can't be women. And women, you see a lot of these bitch ass niggas grow up without pops.
That's a very serious problem.
A lot of these bitch ass niggas only know mommy. They have no father. A lot of people don't have a father figure in their life to just give them that support, that beam in the house that is them being an adult.
Both are needed.
Both are needed.
And I feel like when we get into this mindset of everyone is the same and anyone can play any role,
we're not.
I feel like you're watering down both roles and now everybody lost.
Exactly.
Like, I saw an interview, this woman was like, hey, you shouldn't say pregnant women anymore. it has to be a pregnant person. Like, first
Fuck
of all,
outta
only
here.
women can be pregnant.
Right.
And if I was a woman, I'll be pissed off if they're saying it's not important to be a woman to get pregnant. Because now I'm like, oh, it's just like, now you're insulting being a woman now.
I was
would
reading
hate
that
if I was a girl.
motherfuckers are debating if women should be called women. And I was like,
Objects?
I'm like, so if we're not gonna call a woman, what are we gonna? What are we doing then? What are we really doing?
That's that Brave New World shit. It's just
That shit is ridiculous to me. It's like, what are we really doing? If I can't call a woman a woman, what am I calling you?
human? Maybe Bobby?
All I know is I spoke to my cousin about this in Georgia, and we both agreed. There's XX and XY chromosome.
Yes.
That is it.
Unless
there's no Z.
Yeah.
There's everything else is a deformation.
Yeah, everything. If it's like a double X, that's a double X and a Z. That's a deformation. Or if it's double X and a Y, or if there's a double Y, those are deformations. But still, if there's any sort of Y, it's already automatically male.
Exactly.
So it's
if your chromosomes have Y, you're a man.
Male.
Done.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's certain things I feel like it's not up for debate, and I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to.
Neither of us are
put
trying
anyone
to
down.
offend anybody, but we're speaking about reality. We're speaking about science, and we're taking away feeling from that.
How you feel is not a fact.
How you feel is how you feel.
Yeah.
Fuck how you feel. Fuck how y'all feel. Fuck how we feel. Science, math, life, reality that's the objective truth.
Yeah.
We all have a subjective filter of what is life. But when we can put that aside and just look at facts for facts, we can operate on the same facts.
And do you ever feel like people are trying to be so open-minded that they're actually more closed-minded?
Yeah.
That's what I actually feel like. We're trying to be so woke that we're actually getting dumber.
Yeah.
I swear to God, because all this shit you're saying don't make sense, and you can't even accept reality. So therefore, you're just putting yourself in a smaller bubble of you not getting offended. So you're not connecting to anybody.
I felt this when I was I saw this when I did the documentary series called Young Voltron America with my homie Noah Imura. Shout out to you, Noah. Boku no Kyodai. It's my homie. So we went to 4 different swing states. We spoke to different type of people. We spoke to hardcore Republicans, hardcore Democrats, everything in between throughout the whole time of the Trump the election, like with Trump and Biden. And yeah, it was crazy. The news was dividing people. I saw so many instances of people getting their thoughts handed to them. And that's what's happening now, but it's deeper than politics. People are getting their thoughts handed to them with everything. Instead of doing research and saying, okay, this is the narrative that's being presented to me. Let me actually go do proper diligence to see what's going on. What's really going on, People aren't doing that. They're just like, oh, my cousin told me that calling women are out, so it is what it is. Yeah. And they're just bandwagoning. I'm out with the bandwagon shit.
I don't like how we're hopping on these bandwagons as if these things always existed.
These bandwagons are Ed.
These are mad new because half of these things were not a thing 10 years ago or 15 years ago before social media was so popping. And everyone's so like, oh, this is so right. This is what we have to do. If you don't abide by this, you are scum. I'm like, yo, this stuff is so new. And they're like...
It's untested.
It's untested on top of it. It's very new. It's untested.
This shit doesn't seem sustainable, though. It hasn't been around that long, but it just doesn't seem sustainable.
It can't be sustainable. There's too much nonsense. There's too much nonsense.
Way too much actual nonsense.
Yeah, and not everyone is agreeing with it. And another thing with this whole woke movement or all this fake
shit,
not facing reality thing is you see all these things about, oh, man, you gotta... Women do this, or if to be a woman, you gotta do that, and to be a man, you gotta do that. And they're making all these crazy generalizations about other, women
people
or so.
They don't understand.
They don't understand. But the more I grew up and got to know adult life and know different men, know different women, we're making all these generalizations. But in reality, a lot of men are different from each other, and a lot of women are very different from each other. But that does not make them less of a man or less of a woman. But women there's different types of women, there's different types of men.
Right.
We're making all these crazy ass generalizations. So we became more small-minded from all these fake segments that we've been creating. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, and also with these fake generalizations are based off of, I don't know, shitty statistics. Straight up.
Are these
shitty
real statistics?
These are real statistics. I feel like a lot of these people, they're just going off of what they've experienced in life. They're not really doing the work of getting a population size of, I don't know, 5,000-10,000 people in a truly unique area and doing a random sample size from that population. That's real statistics. And I was talking about this with a couple friends the other day. They were saying, oh yeah, but statistics can be skewed and whatnot. But I'm like, yeah, when you're talking about accuracy and precision, statistics is the way to go, because now you're getting a true representation of what's happening with a numerical degree of what's going on. These people, it's crazy. A lot of women who have cut off dated 15-ish men, 10 men, and that shaped their perspective of men.
Forever, yeah. And
I'm like, if I'm the best man you've ever been with, and you come to me with the mentality of these 10 trash-ass men talking to me about men ain't shit, men trash, and one day with me makes you feel like a queen, and you're still spewing this bullshit, why would you be mad when I dip? You're an ungrateful bitch.
Yeah, because what's so great about you, and on top of it, you're still saying men are trash, so what's so great about you for me to stay?
What are you offering?
Yeah.
And it's fucked up, because I feel like right now, men, we get looked at about what we are worth, right? How do you feel about this saying? I didn't make this saying up. I'm just bringing it to the table. Men have to earn their value. Women are born with value. How do you feel about that saying?
I believe it is true to most of an extent.
In general. Because there's always outliers. We're not talking about outliers. People be fucking focusing on outliers. Yeah. In general,
yeah. Because when you look at a man, you look at what his abilities are. When you look at a woman, it's like, oh, she's beautiful. She is this, that, and that. In general, before I get into talking about them in like their life, but just point blank value, you see a man, see a woman, you're like, oh, what does he do? When you see a woman, she's like, oh, she's beautiful. Like, I wonder what she's like. You know, it's just a different sort of mindset when you first look at men and women, and that's generally true. That's okay. You know, I mean, men have to build themselves.
I feel like everybody has to build themselves.
Everybody.
Women have to build themselves, men have to build themselves. And I love when women have ambition. That shit's a turn on. I can't be with no bummy bitches.
I don't like it either.
That's disgusting to me. I don't like bummy ass people.
My mom was a very go-getter woman, so therefore when I see like a weak person,
it's just a turn off. It's like, ew.
Insulting to me. It's insulting.
It's like you waste your life.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And I'm not like that. So
that's that first generation shit though too. Like that's what having that other culture like in the background where it's like, yo, we came to this country for a reason. Don't be bullshitting. Yeah. Don't be bullshitting.
I don't like entitled people. Being entitled is a huge turn. Even as a friend, I hear some doozy bitch and like, oh man, my mom, man, I can't get any girls. Oh, I'm so lame. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Stop bitching and go to the gym. I hate it. Like it angers me when I hear that all the time.
Same, because there are people who have way less than both of us put together.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, half of both of us, and it's just like insane. People can get things done. It's all about that internal. So what I was saying earlier, you can't bend the external without reprogramming that internal. A lot of people, they have a shit ton of bugs in their internal. Mad bugs all throughout the freaking code of their internal.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, but a lot of like what we're saying, it goes back to what I was saying about seeing all the social media shit all the time. We said about like people are basing all these podcasts what are based on their specific experience.
Yeah.
And when I see all these podcasts, like, oh, men always cheat, men always do this, or women always cheat, women always do this, and I'm like, yo, guys, you're talking about 5 different people. They're talking about 5 people max. Like you're talking about your experience with men, your experience with women, and you're talking about a collective of 10 people. That is not the general population.
Remember when we were in Texas for DreamCon?
Yeah.
I think Mike D. It was me, you, Mike D, and Hujay. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mike D and Hujay.
Yeah.
And I forgot who turned it on, but somebody turned on Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit disgusted me.
Yeah, they're like, if a girl has an Instagram, that's cheating. And I'm like, whoa, men want a virgin. I'm like, first of all, I don't want no virgin.
I'm not trying to teach you everything.
Yeah, I can't teach you how to suck dick. That's gay. I'm not doing that. You gotta come knowing how to suck dick. Personally.
I don't want a virgin. I don't want a virgin.
Yeah, I don't want no one to cheat on me, but I definitely don't want a virgin. Like,
the fuck? What is this? Muslim?
Yeah, what is this?
Promise me 52 virgins when I die. No.
It's not the 1700s. I want
52 virgins when you die? That's a lot of headache.
Yeah, I don't want a virgin because now it feels like I'm, grooming, not grooming. Breeding.
It's like grooming. It's like you're grooming. So yeah.
Grooming's the word.
It's grooming, but not on the aspect of age. It's like grooming. So
I don't want to do that. No. And like when from that same conversation.
I really hated that shit.
Yeah, it was.
Somebody asked me, "Was like, yo, do you like?" I'm like, "This is trash. Turn this shit off."
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't fuck with that. I'm very like.
They're goofballs. Those guys, you could tell them and I can smell that pussy ass nigga syndrome.
But the thing is, I can see it because when a guy is so concerned about if a woman is sexual, there's always like, first of all, it's very, guys talk about hoes all the time. It's very rare that a girl is that hoey. I've seen women. I've met, based on my experience,
it's rare.
A girl that's really hoeing, like doing all these crazy, like orgies, gangbangs. That's on the rarer side.
That's an outlier. That's not the general.
Yeah, those real hoes are outliers, and they're almost always bipolar. I'm not, in my experience, they're almost always bipolar.
A lot of the real hoes are crazy.
Yeah, they're actually,
or have a just deep-rooted issues.
They're deep-rooted because most people don't act like that. Most people are not go around fucking everybody. And when I met those women, they genuinely either bipolar, had really, on top of having really crazy shit, they had
broken.
They were broken. They had real issues. And on a normal day, if a guy always calling girls hoes, always putting girls down. Oh, this girl's doing this. She's going out on the club too much. She's doing this too much. Like, not. It sounds like you insecure because a freer
somebody
person,
hurt you.
Somebody hurt you. Because most
hurt people are talking about. It's like hurt people talking about hurt people. It's like, I don't like when guys bring this generalization of women being fucked up and shit. It's like, yo, that's not the case. Most people are just chilling, making shit happen. Most people are just trying to make shit happen. And hearing these weak ass, bitch ass niggas talking about, oh, women are this and that. I'm like, you haven't fucked with enough women. I fucked with more women in 1 year than you fucked with in your entire life.
Shit, man. He said you don't get no bitches, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I seen academics, Sneeko, and some other people talking bare shit in front of this one girl who said academics was coming at her like, oh, you got a deep ass man voice, and he was talking to her crazy, and she was like, oh, I'm an alpha.
She said that?
She said that, but she made him come out of character. He's yelling and she's calm.
Oh, she already.
Yeah, my fucking camera is overheating. Anyway, yeah, so he's here like just spazzing on her, and she just hits him with the quick one-liners that are big hits. He's like jabbing, yelling, coming out of character. Everybody else in the room is uncomfortable, and she comes up like, you can't see her dick though. Like, just starts ripping him. Ooh, quick lines. And it was just crazy because as he's degrading her, degrading women, coming for other women in the room who are like, yo, relax. It's like a reminder to me that these corny ass goofballs will talk bare shit, but you can tell it comes from a place of being condescending and being insecure. Bet money he's not saying that to a dude. Because he'll look at that guy with the respect that he's not showing that woman, and he's going to get punched in his face really hard. Really hard.
No, it's very, it's...
Next interview, whole front row gone. So it's like, I wanted to fight him. When I saw that, I'm like, I want to throw the hands with you and Sneeko. 2v1 me.
I only seen like 2 videos of Sneeko, but he was saying some bullshit. I was interested.
When I see some of these people do this shit, a part of me gets into the mode of 2v1 me. 2v1 me so I can smoke both of y'all on live TV.
But I be wanting some of these niggas to know they bitches. I mean, like, they're very like, I want them to know that it's not coming from a masculine place, the insecurities that they're projecting. Because they're like putting down like...
But some people just need their ass beat.
Yeah, I guess that works too.
You know what I mean? Like, some people just need to get an ass whoop, and some people just go through life unchecked. And I feel like we in this society now, I keep saying we live in a society now where people are like, oh, you shouldn't beat children and this and that. Some kids need their ass beat sometimes. And that's the real, you got to get grounded.
There are some...
in reality. Certain kids...
Yeah, there is a certain point...
Not all kids.
Not all kids, but there's a certain point where words won't reach you anymore. I've seen in real life, like, some... friendly people they did some bad stuff and now they got screwed over. They were at a point where words would no longer reach them. That does happen.
And the thing is too,
some creatures' words cannot reach. Right. Let it go, Gohan.
Some creatures' words cannot reach. Yeah. This is a fact. But yeah, certain people need their ass beat just to remind them, yo, you're human. Your shit stinks too. Be nice to people, and it just needs to be told to them through being on their back, looking up, seeing stars, like, oh shit, I just got put on my ass.
Yeah, some people need a reality check, and that's why I wasn't trying to be on social media all the time because I hear so much bullshit. It's bullshit from everybody, like, oh, women do this, women do that, people do that. Like, yo, you're talking about your life, and you're saying it like it's everybody. And women often, I hear them generalizing other women, and I'm like, I've actually, now that I'm older and experienced, and I've experienced many different women at this point, they're all very
different.
Your view was broad. My view was broad. They're not the same from each other at all. So for us to go on social media and be like, oh, women have to do this, women have to do that, men have to do that, it's not true because each person is very different from each other.
Yeah, and it shows you the lack of experience. It's like the idiot in the room saying, I'm smart. In a room of smart people, like, okay,
Yeah, like it's you can tell the lack of experience. Cause like now that I'm an experienced man, I know that not all women are like that. I know not all men are like that. I don't even like when girls say, "Oh man, niggas always cheating and getting bitches." First of all, most niggas don't get bitches.
most niggas don't get bitches.
For a fact, I didn't even know until I got older because I was always a nerd, so I didn't even know that I was getting girls. But until I got older, now I'm really experienced. I look back, I was like, oh, most guys weren't even doing what I was doing.
Same. When growing up, I was very just books, and once I actually started to like level up in that sense, I was like, oh wow, it's wild. Like
you look around, like, oh, you guys don't be sucking. Oh, I didn't know that. They don't be sucking your dick.
This is me.
Just me.
It's just me.
More for me.
More for me. More top for me. Sucks to be you.
Can't relate.
I'm not gonna. It's crazy. Like I carry that with knowledge. The more I learn, like, because I love learning. Every day I learn at least 1, 2, 3 things new. Right.
That's really good.
And like I love it. Every day I learn, it humbles me and reminds me, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know shit. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know shit. And it makes it easier for my bullshit detector to pick up people talking out their ass. Like, it makes it real easy for my bullshit detector to pick that up.
Because I get wisdom from experience now. Wisdom from experience to say, oh, that's bullshit. Like, that's not coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of hurt. It's coming from a place of insecurity.
A lot of people come from that place, but they're just good salesmen.
Yeah, but I don't want to preach that. Like, I don't even like preaching hate. So I really don't be calling, like, I don't know, on a real day-to-day basis, I really don't be calling people broke. I really don't be calling girls hoes. I don't act like that because most of the time, hurt people.
Yeah.
So I really don't like to put people down. I know I said bitch a bunch of times on this podcast. It's more.
We've said niggas, bitches, all that. Bitches call bitches, bitches.
Yeah.
Niggas call niggas, niggas. Even you white niggas.
Yeah.
Just don't say that to me.
Yeah. No place to hurt. But
I'm just putting that out there. All my white friends, don't say nigga around me, please.
It depends on the white friend. I don't actually always care, depending on the person.
Nah, that shit makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When we get reparations. When we get the acres of the land and the mule, then you can say it, whatever. I don't care. We didn't get that. Let us have nigga. Yeah. Stay out of it.
Got it.
Stay the hell out of black people business.
Or like, I don't like when some white people say it because you could tell they don't usually say it. So they're like, hot nigga. And I'm like, hey, yo, relax.
Yeah, if it sounds weird, you know something.
You don't talk like that. Don't do it. It's not cool. But
I know a couple white people and a couple like Asian dude, because I feel like for Spanish people they have a pass.
They say nigga more than black people. Spanish people say nigga.
Spanish
so
people
often,
say
bro.
niggas. I feel like they got that gray area pass.
Yeah, because they in the same hood as us. My neighborhood, it was all black and Spanish people. Yeah, the same hood. We had the same corner store. That's why I don't really care because they say nigga just as much, if not more. Right? They definitely say nigga. Dominican niggas be saying nigga every sentence.
Dominican niggas say nigga and then disown Haitians.
Facts, right?
That's crazy.
Seriously. Saying nigga rolls
how do you
off
feel about
water.
Asians saying nigga? I feel like hood Asians, I don't mind.
Asians do say nigga.
Yeah, like a hood Asian who grew up like a Crip or Blood.
I don't feel uncomfortable because they're just not white. That's why it's only weird when a white person, but someone who's not white.
What white people are you comfortable with saying nigga?
If they grew up like that. Like
if they grew up like in a hood.
If they grew up in a hood or they grew up all black, and that's just literally how they talk. But
I'm not gonna lie, if somebody, yeah. I agree.
But you can tell if it's how they talk, it's just they just.
You'll know.
Yeah, there's talking.
You'll know. Black people know. Like for those y'all don't think, we know. We know. There's no armor. We know.
If it stands out of the middle of your sentence, you don't say nigga.
Yeah, me and my niggas. It's like
my niggas and I.
That's when everybody looks at him like, Tony, you got one time. That was your one time. If you say that again, Tony, it's gonna be problems.
Yeah. But you can tell, like, it's not how you normally talk. It's very obvious. It stands out. You know what I'm saying?
So what if somebody just one day was like, yeah, my nigga, and then they kept it up for 10 years, and now it's how they talk?
That's because.
You know what I mean?
No one checked him for so long.
The checking thing.
No one checked him. So now he's just niggering it up like willy-nilly.
He's just adding nigga to everything. like sazon. Fucking salt.
Nigga. Put that on everything.
Yo.
Yeah.
Nigga's a weird. Nigga is a word, yo. Nigga is a different fucking thing.
Nigga is a social construct.
Nigga is a social construct because nigga moments happen to more than niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen white people, Spanish people, Indian people. I've seen everybody go through nigga moments.
Remember the Boondocks? The Boondocks taught purely
what a nigga
moment is. And it's not really a race thing. It's a state of being.
They address that. Nigga moments and being a nigga is a state of being.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, why you do that's a nigga right there. Like there be black guys at a party, but then you see another group of people at a party, like, oh, those are niggas. You see how they walked in with 5 niggas deep? You know
that's some nigga shit.
Yeah, that's some nigga shit. Like I can tell they here to start problems. They didn't even say nothing. These niggas about to start problems.
You already knew. You read the energy. They didn't have to use words.
Yeah,
the energy already told you. Oh, nah.
The way they pulled up, these black niggas about to start problems. You know what I'm saying? You just sense it.
I don't really be going to parties or nothing.
I go to clubs sometimes.
I gotta pull up to your clubs because in New York, people just do too much dumb shit. I'm just not with the fuckery.
Do I go to clubs often? I go to clubs,
I'm afraid to fight people because if I fight somebody, they might die.
But I've never even gotten into a fight in my adult life. Like I'm still working on that.
Early 20s, I have.
I haven't gotten to a fight. I'm trying to be more confrontational because on a normal day, someone might say.
What do you mean? That's some nigga shit. What do you mean you would be more confrontational?
Because like on a normal day, someone makes some slick shit, and I might feel some type of way, but like not enough to swing on somebody because it's not that deep, and I want to have that
That's
whole thing.
Good. You don't want to swing on them.
It's not that deep. I'm like, I'm not gonna see this nigga in 10 seconds. I'll walk away. Yeah. I'll never see him again. So on a normal day, nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying?
As you should. That's calm though.
Yeah. And I'm just not offended. Like I'm not.
You shouldn't be. Yeah. For me, last fight I got was like early 20s. Ego, testosterone. Washed somebody, dipped. Watch somebody dip because this is grown shit now. Once you pass 18,
once you pass 18, you can go to jail. That's what I get worried about. What if I got angry and what if I almost killed somebody? Now I gotta go to jail and I ain't going to jail for nobody.
The human bodies are fragile. That's the scary thing about fighting. You could just hit somebody a type of way and their head hit something.
Yeah.
Potential
What
case.
if something bad happens, like on some road shit? Like I could probably fuck someone up. But then what if I fuck them up too much?
That's why for me, I just spar in the gym.
That sounds fun.
I want to do that. And you get out all the feeling of wanting to fight.
Yeah.
Leaves you.
Because I want to know how much I can do. I physically, I don't know what can I do with these hands? I never got to know. Yeah.
You gotta come with me to UFC gym. It's fun. We don't gotta spar nothing, but just hit the bags. You know what I mean? We'll just.
Because I don't know how to fight yet. But I want to know.
No. Just knowing how to throw a proper punch.
Yeah.
Proper kick, front kick, sides and shit. It's just lit, yo. Like.
When do you go?
Every other day.
Oh. Yeah, just hit me up. I know you do that often.
That shit's on Long Island though.
Long Island?
It's like where Queens turns to Long Island, like off of do you know Jamaica Avenue in Queens?
Yes. Where
it turns to Jericho Turnpike.
That's not that bad.
It's like 10 minutes up from there.
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Because you're coming from Jersey, so you're skipping shit with highways.
Like an hour and 20-minute drive for me.
Yeah, that's a sexy gym. It's dope.
Let me know, because I've been trying to do that like for years. I wanted to be in that environment.
I'll put you on. It's a really dope place. And the thing is too, it's like I used to hit the light bag, like the bags that they hover above the floor. They're lighter. You know, you hit those, you feel it out.
They move.
I hit the heavy bags. The shits that drag on the floor, like they're way more massive. They have more density. I'm hitting those, boom, boom, boom. It's shaking. And in my head, I'm thinking, if this was a person, ribs broken, jaw broken, kick, shin broken. Because you can just tell from the force. It's just different. Like, if you throw the punch wrong, you might fuck your wrist up.
Yeah, because, like, even when I have hit heady bag, if you turn your wrist to it hurts. Like, if you don't do it correctly, it hurts. Yeah. So, I
have an extra pair of gloves you can use, too. I even have elbow pads if you want to practice throwing elbows and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yo, hit me up next time you go to the gym. And
they have a sauna.
Let me know. Oh, I love saunas. At my gym, I have a sauna. I feel so at peace in a sauna.
Oh, my God. After a workout?
Yeah, sauna is so good. You get the sweats, you drink some water. I love sauna.
My routine when I go to the gym is that first I stretch like a motherfucker. Stretch. Boom, boom. Wrist, neck, feet, everything. Calves, quads, everything. Back, lower, up. Stretch. Then I'll do some light workout, like some light calisthenics. I'll work with the bags, trying a bunch of different. Fuck me. I'll do the push-ups after. I do combinations of kicks, punches, elbows, all different things just to practice like the flow of it. That might be like 20, 30 minutes. Like if you look at like UFC fights or like boxing fights, these motherfuckers are in the ring for like 5 minutes. Yeah. Because it's a lot.
That looks exhausting.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'll do it for like 30-ish minutes so that I know in life I can go of rounds. I can go rounds. And then I'll do a full body workout. I'll like lift with weights. Like I'll take a 12, 15, sometimes 17.5 pound if I'm feeling frisky, and practice punching with those, elbows with those. Then I'll hit the free weights and just get some work in for my shoulders. I'll hit the machines, then I'll do some leg shit. I do like a full body workout. Calf raises near the end. I'll do some crazy abs at the end. Sauna, get the fuck out the sauna, back into the sauna.
What, you get out and you go back in?
Yeah. First round in the sauna, I'm like practicing switching stances and shit.
How long do you stay in the sauna?
10-ish, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 is like, I have a conversation with some random person there.
Yeah.
But like 10-ish minutes of me just moving and forcing that sweat. Come out, drink a shit ton of water. Stay hydrated. I drink water when I'm in there too. Come out, go back in, and now I'm just chilling.
That's good. I mean, like, I usually do sauna after I work out. So I might go there for like 15, 20 minutes. That's just so I can relax. Yeah. I feel so good after after I did like a whole crazy like leg day or whatever. I like doing legs. I go to the gym. I put like 300 pounds on the squats. I just do mad squats.
Yeah, you know, I've been boosting my what is it called? Is it leg press when you're like leaning down and you're pushing up? Yes. Yo, how much you think I'm doing on like those? Just take a guess.
6 plates. 6 plates.
Oh, a 45?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever 450 equals.
I go by plates. I don't know. I go with the plates. 4 plates?
45, 90, 180, 360. So it's more than that. 5-6 plates.
That's good. Yeah, I'm saying about 5-6 plates.
Yeah. And then I like, you know, if I'm feeling frisky, I'll do a little more than that. But in terms of a set, 5-6 plates on each side. Yeah, I can breathe.
That's good. I like doing squats. Squats, I feel like you get the whole body. And they say squats is good for testosterone, squats, deadlifts. I guess because you're using the whole body and it activates like your growth hormones, stuff like that. So it's definitely good for testosterone, strength boosting of the whole body. So I always recommend.
I may get back into squats. Yeah. That shit hurts me because I'm skinny.
Just put less weight on it.
Yeah, but my knees.
my knees.
Yeah, like they're all excuses, but it's like I love that feeling of. I love that feeling. Mm-hmm. But that shit hurts. I like because I'm bony. Like here, I'm bony.
Oh, the cushion
on my actual bone.
Yeah,
like I have a bone.
Yeah,
this shit hurts.
Because when you put it on your back, it does. I have like a muscle cushion here, so like I can just put like 300 pounds. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
You know what? I should actually just get a cushion and throw that shit on.
They have those though. The little cushions you wrap around.
Put that shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
I might just have to do that. Actually.
But squatting's really healthy. I always recommend squatting and deadlifting. Super healthy.
You about to get me back into it?
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of that when I was in track and field. I was going hard. I was way bigger.
Yeah, when I did track, that's why I look like this. I did track most of my life, so I'm just kind of stuck muscular.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Track and field set me up for life. Yeah. People who do track and field like early on, I think it helps. Like just to be physically active as a kid. It's deeper than track and field. People who are physically active from young
usually stay disciplined, because now
you learn discipline from young.
So track was a hard sport. Track was no joke. I started track young, so like there's certain standards I keep because track was hard. Track is no joke, bro. That was not a fun sport.
It's a testament to perspective.
Yeah.
When you're used to hard shit from young, later on in life, it's like, what is this?
Yeah, it's not a big deal to me. I think it's just required now. That's why I stay so focused. No, not as focused as I could be. Obviously, I fall short, but like in general, I tend to always get back in the right direction.
Of course, you have to, and you will. It's like if you taste discipline, like true discipline once, that taste never leaves you. Mm-hmm. I feel like it'll take a lot of reprogramming for it to leave you.
Yeah.
You know?
So
discipline.
I think when I have kids, I'll make sure they do sports. Like,
this brings us to the question. What would you tell your future son and what would you tell your future daughter? Let's start with the daughter.
Whew.
This is the real question.
Are these kids? Like, are they still really young when I'm telling them this information?
Let's say whatever age you start getting real with them. What would that be for your daughter and what would that be for your son? Let's start with that.
Probably like 11.
Each of them? 11?
About 11, yeah, 10, 11, 12. That's when you're starting to hit puberty. It just starts changing.
And the mental, yeah.
And that's when you really start questioning more things. I'm thinking my first experience with like more intense stuff was like, I saw porn for the first time when I was 11.
Bro, porn blew my mind.
Really?
I saw that shit around that age. I was like, whoa. I saw so much lesbian porn.
I didn't know what it was because me and my friends were like, yo, what is sex, bro? Is that it goes in the butt? You put penises in the butt? I think that's how it goes. And we were just like, sex. And we're like, oh, there's two
like, what
holes?
Is it though? Yeah.
What the fuck? What is going on? We're just confused. I'm like, literally just like, What's going on here?
Yo, I had classmates who were like, no, it's 3. I swear.
There's 3. Nah, bro.
Yeah, like it's a myth.
Bro.
It's a myth. Like, yo, young boys back in the, because nowadays it's different, but back in the day, everything was a myth. It's like, yo, they pee out the vagina. Wait, no, there's like a pee hole. No.
Yeah, bro, it was just a whole...
It was a myth.
And yo, what is it called? I think it's called a pussy, bro. What the fuck is that? It's called
a vagina. It's a pussy and a vagina and a butt.
Yeah, no one knew how many holes there were.
Nobody knew shit.
I thought it was just booty holes at first. Like, I didn't know there was a second vagina hole, bro. Shit was mind blowing to me.
That shit is fucking jokes.
But what would I tell them?
Yeah, so
that's
you said 10,
a loaded
11.
question.
What would you right now? If your kids were 10, 11 right now, what would you tell your so first let's bring it back. Would you tell your son something different from your daughter?
At the age of 10, 11, 12, probably not.
Probably not? I personally think I would, but I'll explain why after. What would you tell your son? What would you tell your daughter?
Oh, man. Shoot.
Like an intro to the, because obviously if they're your kid, you're teaching them for life.
Teaching for life. So I'm like, all right.
So give us an intro of what you would.
You guys.
What would you put them on?
You guys are getting older now. Yeah, I'm not always gonna be there. Your mom's not gonna be there. Like, your parents aren't always gonna be. Sometimes it's gonna be you and whatever's in front of you. But you always gotta remember. Remember who you are. Remember what we taught you. I ain't teaching nothing yet because I have no kids. But remember the discipline and the lessons your parents taught you. You know what I'm saying? And always call us for help. Like, hey, my daughter, you're about to start, talking to boys and stuff like that,
Nigga, 10, 11?
12? But 12, you start talking to boys.
Okay, 12.
No, 11, you're not having sex yet at 11 most likely.
Yeah, she starts talking.
But you do start saying, oh,
little crush.
That's my boy, that's my crush. Yeah, I heard you like that guy.
Fair.
That happens around 11, 12.
Fair. Continue.
Yeah, you're 11. You're going to start talking to guys, but be careful. Don't do anything you're not comfortable with, just because people are bad. Not everyone in this world is good. Yeah, that's what I'll tell them. Not everyone in this world is good, and you cannot trust everyone.
Keep that head on tilt.
Keep your head on tight. Remember that if you don't feel comfortable, call us immediately, but just know that not everyone is good and don't do anything you're not comfortable with. I think that'll tell that straight to both of them. You know what I'm saying? You'll keep your head on right, because I know you're not stupid, but keep it on right. Not everyone, don't trust every single person. And there's going to be some situations where you might feel uncomfortable. You don't got to stay in any situation you're not comfortable in. I think I would give that to both my kids, both boy and girl, because that is across the ground. I don't think I would go into detail about sex just yet. I don't know.
I think I would teach my kids about sex from like around that age. I would start talking to them about it if they asked me. If they're curious and they're like, I don't know. For me, like whenever I have kids, I want to be open with them. I'll keep certain things, like I'll dose it, but I want them to be grounded in reality.
Yes.
But what I would tell, because I have a general thing that I would tell both of them, but I would tell my son, don't be a bitch ass nigga. And I would tell him like this: if you like men, don't be a pussy about it. Let me know. It's all love. I'm gonna love you regardless. You're my son. If he's fucking bitches, don't let these bitches have you fucked up.
I wouldn't tell him at 12, though. I feel like he's not ready for that at 12. For me, I wouldn't think he's ready for that.
By the time they're 10, 11, 12, I feel like my kids will they'll have like you know what I mean? They'll 10, 11, 12, you can retain memory. You're pretty on point. I remember 10, 11, 12, I was watching Fairly Odd Parents. I had a crush on Trixie in Fairly Odd Parents.
Trixie look like sticks. They're sticks with triangles on top.
That bitch is bad. I didn't care.
Mad funny.
I had a crush on Chi-Chi. I had a little crush on Boom, but Chi-Chi had them titties, so that's different.
Had titties. Chi-Chi. Who did I have a crush on? I had a crush on freaking...
You know what I mean? Like anime Sailor Moon was a thing. They were teenagers and shit.
Danny Phantom.
That's what I'm saying. Shit was happening. So I would let my son know, don't let people take you for a fool. Be strong. Don't be afraid to show your emotions, but don't show everybody your emotions. Know who you're around. For the daughter, I would say, don't let guys sell you dreams. Niggas lie.
Niggas lie.
A lot.
Yeah.
If a guy, especially a teenage guy, if a teenage boy is motivated for the pum pum, he will say anything for the pum pum. All sorts of, I'm here for you, I love you, you can always depend on me. The minute he gets a taste of that box, the chances of him following through goes down dramatically.
I always tell people to my kids look at the facts.
Look at the facts.
Like, hey, don't listen to what that guy or girl tells you. Listen to what they're doing. Like, listen. Always. That's what I learned through. My parents didn't teach me anything about sex. I just found out by trial and error.
Same.
Straight trial and error.
I spoke to my mother about this the other day. I was like, yo, y'all didn't teach me nothing. It's a miracle that I've gotten this far in life with no STDs and will remain such.
Facts, right? Like, I was just out here shooting shots, bro. Yeah, my parents didn't tell me nothing about that. I just had to keep trying stuff until I learned something.
These kids need like balance. So what I would tell both of them is this. 2 things. 3 things. Do what you love, like truly love, not what society tells you to love, not what you saw your friend doing. Try things. Mm-hmm. Do what you love. Mm-hmm. That's 1. 2, know your why. Know the why as to why you're doing something. Yeah. Stay grounded in that why. If you ever feel lost as you're in your journey, remember your why. If your why is not strong, you will not accomplish what you want to accomplish. You need a very strong why.
Like that.
And 3, just know that I'll always love you. Even if I'm pissed off, if I smack the fire out of you for being a dickhead, I will always be on your side.
I love that, man.
Those are the 3 things I would say.
I would tell my kids not to be weak and not to be stupid. And don't be afraid to be different. And
right,
don't be afraid to be different. Most people
don't block your blessing. Being different is a blessing.
Yeah, most people don't know who they want to be, but you know who you are. Don't be afraid to be different, and don't back down from doing what you want to do because you're afraid to be different. Never be afraid to be different, because being afraid to be different is a weakness to me. Because you're not even strong enough to be yourself, and if you're not strong to be yourself, then what are you?
If you're not strong enough to hold yourself up, you can't hold anybody else up. You can't change the world.
You don't even know who you are. You're not even strong enough to stand out and say, "Hey, I don't believe in that." Then you're not strong enough to do anything else. So don't sell yourself out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like society right now is training more and more people to be weak. Joe Rogan, when I mention Joe Rogan, a lot of people start showing their true colors. Like, oh my God, you listen to Joe Rogan? Yeah, I listen to Joe Rogan. So he had said something that was interesting. I'm not sure if he got it as a saying from somebody else, but Joe Rogan had said that what the fuck was it? Strong men. No, something about like strong men. What the fuck was it?
When the strong men create easier times, and
strong men create easier times.
Weak men make hard times.
Exactly. Where did that come from?
I think it's an old saying, isn't it?
It has to be an old saying. I know he didn't come up with it, but
it's an old saying.
He had said it.
It's true.
Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Fuck was that? Oh yeah. Weak men create hard times. Weak men create hard times?
Weak men create hard times.
Yeah, weak men create hard times. It's a cycle. And times are getting hard.
Times are getting hard.
People are getting
weaker.
Times are getting harder as people are getting weaker.
But I think society and the social media, it's making weaker people because it's making people afraid of being offended. And therefore, it's making everyone be complacent.
It's conforming people as well.
It's conforming even more so than before. That's not what people think. People think they're being woke, but they're actually being more complacent. Yeah. Because I know not everyone deep down agrees with that.
Of course.
That would make no fucking sense,
This is the people are... Weakness is being jammed down their throat by the gallons. It's just...
I hate it.
It's disgusting.
They're too weak to even speak their mind. That is the epitome of weakness.
And in today's day and age, especially in America... You can tweet some shit. We could talk about shit on podcast. Like the outlets are there more than ever before. Back in the day, you had newspapers. That's it.
Or you could say it out loud or get hung. But like, it was still an option. That's all the options they had. Now we don't even have to be in front of people like that.
You can just
people are still afraid to even tweet how you actually feel.
Yeah.
That is a deeper level of weakness.
Because there've been people made examples of for speaking their mind.
You get blocked on Twitter. And like Dave Chappelle said, Twitter is not a real place.
Twitter's not a real... Oh my God.
It's not a real place.
Dave reminds people about the realism. I love Dave.
Block me from Twitter. I can't go to Twitter.
It's not a real fucking place.
It's not a real place, bro. I don't care. And Dave Chappelle, everything Dave Chappelle said has happened. He said, yo.
He called shit.
He said, I'm about to talk about shit about black people, but as soon as I say something about trans people, I'm going to get canceled. And then they did it.
They tried.
Yeah.
And the CEO of Netflix said, actually shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because
actually take a seat.
You're saying real shit. I'm tired of the fakeness. It's insulting to me now. It's against everything I ever worked for.
Yeah.
Or we worked for. You know.
It's against everything that humanity is supposed to be about. Mm-hmm. Humanity, historically speaking, we face problems, we adapt.
Yeah.
For the first, I don't know if it's the first time because history is very vast, but for the first time in modern history, we have this high ass degree of technology that's just being misused. It's just misused and giving everybody this homogenous perspective of the world. It's very fucked. Centralism at its finest. And it's coming from China.
Yeah.
China.
It's very fucked. It's fucked. And that's the reason I really do want to do the stand-up thing. Because
stand-up is you. It's not dependent on shit. It's you. Well, any platforms. It's you.
Yeah, in a world full of fakeness, I'm going to talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? The world's getting faker. I know in some ways the world is a lot less aggressive, which is good, but the world has become so fake in the last 10 years.
Of course. I mean, it's going to be less aggressive because people are pussies.
Yeah.
But for better or for worse. For better and for worse.
It's actually for both, actually. Now it's for worse because people are like so fake that they...
Oh my God, you mentioned somebody fat.
You're not supposed to be fat. You're not supposed to be 400 pounds, bro.
Your knees were not built for that.
It's a bit mad, bro.
It's a bit mad, fam.
Lose some weight, man.
Oh my God, you know what? Let's get into it. What? People saying they're a 10.
I don't call myself a 10.
So many people say, oh, I'm a 10. Flips hair. Like, bitch, you're not a 10. You're not a fucking 10, ho. You're not a 10.
What makes you a 10? You're not even that. First of all, you're not that pretty. And you're not even that funny, or your personality sucks. What about you is a 10?
Yeah, people with their self-image issues is fucking crazy. Talking about they're a 10. I feel like if you gotta tell yourself you're a 10, you actually have lower self-esteem.
Yeah. Usually people who are pretty confident, they say, not a 10, but I'm up there. They'll probably say like a 9. If they're feeling super confident, like a 9.
But even then, if it's somebody who's actually a 5, like an objective 5, they're not a 9. I feel like true self-esteem is saying, I'm probably like a 6, a 7, and being whatever. To me, that's real confidence.
Yeah, that's super blunt.
But I feel like real confidence is based in realism. You have to be based in reality. You have to.
Because if you're not in the truth, then it's not a real concept of confidence.
Like if a guy has a 5-inch dick and he's like, yeah, I got a big dick.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not confident.
You're not confident. If you come up to a shawty and she's like, oh, what's up? He's like, oh, my shit little, but I'll body you.
That's confident.
That's a confident ass dude.
Because he don't even give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck because he knows. Truth. He's like, bitch, my boat different.
He said, I put it down regardless. He said, I don't got the biggest dick, but I do got the best dick. Let me tell you right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's real confidence.
Yeah.
Like
confidence comes from honesty, and it comes from also experience. Confidence is more of a learned skill.
I feel like confidence can be learned, but I feel like some people are naturally confident.
Really? I learned
some people
confidence.
Just didn't give a fuck.
Really? Some people, I learned it though.
I achieved confidence from not giving a fuck. But I used to not be confident.
Too. I told myself to not give a fuck. I was I'm kind of shy here, but I should try it because I'm shy.
Yeah.
And the more I was like, boom, boom, boom. Now I'm more confident.
You know what? In that sense, yes. I've learned confidence in that sense too.
Yeah, I taught it to myself.
What was the biggest jump of confidence for you? Like one of those activities that you started to do that was a big confidence booster.
Doing skits. I taught myself like beginning of college. I was like, I always wanted to make videos. And then I did. And then once it started taking off and I found out, I was like, oh, I'm actually really funny. I'm actually good at something. Oh, this is pretty cool. And like I started blowing up. And I was like, oh, that's something I did all on my own. And it had value and people think I'm cool for it.
Has a positive outcome.
Yeah. And like people like it. I make people laugh. And like I did it on my own. Like no one taught me that. I was like, oh. I'm a cool guy. I'm actually fundamentally cool. And ever since then, it was just in me. And then, like, I taught myself to be more outgoing in college.
Yeah.
College, like, I was not an ugly dude, but maybe I should just teach myself to put myself out of my comfort zone, talk to girls more, like, make the initiative.
Yeah.
And I was like, boom. I was like, oh, shit, I didn't even know I got girls. Like, oh, I'm him. Like, essentially.
Your size hitting.
Yeah, like, I grew into myself that way. So just pushing those boundaries. So definitely putting myself out there and not being afraid of being exposed. That's why I really got confident.
That's fire.
Yeah.
For me, it's a couple. So, doing music, especially because I started in high school, that boosted my confidence because people was like, yo, you suck. Immediately. First 1-2 songs, but it's like, you're going to suck. First 2 songs. Before technology was as good. So, it gave me a reason to go harder. That was the first, like, dose of, like big confidence. It was a little shit before, like first time I played guitar, because I was playing guitar before I started like rapping and shit like that. So I did my first show when I was in like 7th grade, 6th grade, around there. I was shook, like heart pumping out my chest. And I'm sitting there like, damn, what's gonna happen? Did great, fantastic. I would say one of the biggest ones was the first time I did nude modeling though.
You did nude modeling?
I was nude modeling from 18 to 23,
That's
24.
Cool. It's
very fun, and I've never caught a stiffy doing it.
Is that a common thing? Do people usually catch stiffies?
Yes. But I told myself, that ain't me. Fuck
I ain't
out of here.
catching no stiffies on the stage.
I rebuke that shit.
That's funny.
I'm disciplined.
You were like,
I'm different.
not today.
No, actually, because it's like, you know how like you naked, you in a like I could be literally be like this. And mind you, this shit is a while. Mm-hmm. This class be like 40 minutes, an
some
hour.
girls are there too, so like they might look at you and you're like, might have a little quick.
Bitches is seeing my dick and all that people around me in a circle. Light is hitting me. They're in the darkness. I'm in the light, and they're drawing me. I'm on a fucking pedestal. Some people painting, some people using just different mediums.
I would do that. That's pretty cool.
Fun.
I would do that for sure.
The first time, I was like, fuck. I took off my drawers, and I felt like, I was like, oh, shit. After that, I didn't give a fuck.
That's dope, dude.
Yo, and it's a meditative thing, because when you're stuck in that pose, you need something to pass the time. There's music playing, but you find a focal point, and you just, it's really a meditation. You learn to meditate in whatever pose. Like, I loved it. Loved it.
That's pretty. I would definitely try that. That's dope.
I think you should try it. It's worth a shot. I'm not gonna lie. I could plug you in somebody who can help you get in there.
Yeah, I would do it. Like that's something. I think I was in my head. I was like, I'd like to be a statue.
It's the shit.
Yeah,
it's
that's
the shit.
Cool.
And it's like looking. Like I remember, I was looking at a gallery at a college in New York, and I saw a bunch of shit of me all over, like big pieces of me, and I was like, wow. Shit. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, this is not normal. Fuck it. This is nice. This is like a confidence boost. But to think that started from me being like I was modeling before that with clothes on, like doing life drawing modeling, but it boosted the fuck out of me.
That's nice.
It told me, it's like, you ain't pussy. You did this, and you did this whole thing, had a full career out of this.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a stiffy or do unprofessional shit one time.
And you proved it to yourself. I think for me, like what I learned, I think confidence is when you could prove things to yourself.
Yeah.
Things of value to yourself, at least. Yeah.
And that boosts your discipline. Confidence and discipline go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Like if you're confident, you're more likely to be disciplined. You're more disciplined, you're more likely to be confident. Mm-hmm. You know? I love it. There's so many things to boost confidence. What do you think people need right now to boost their confidence? And discipline in this pussy ass bitch ass nigga society.
And moving out of your comfort zone. When you're too into your comfort, you cannot
you gotta be
confidence.
specific though, because we live in a society where people are chopping off dicks and shit. That's outside the comfort zone. So be specific.
I don't even know how to categorize it.
You know what I mean? But but some people, that's outside their comfort zone. They could be teetering like, should I do it? I feel like a bitch. Should I do it?
I don't know. If you're a person who don't like he's too afraid to talk to people because you have social anxiety, you're not outgoing. I think to boost your confidence, you need to make friends that are more social, and therefore you'll be in that environment and you'll push yourself out your comfort zone. If you're afraid to talk to girls, try to talk to girls at least one time a day. Just say something. Slide into a DM. Just make a joke.
Just a good morning.
Anything.
You see somebody walking down the street. Hope you have a great day. Bye.
Yeah, even if they don't reply, just get it breaks that boundary in your mind. Like you're like, oh, I did it, and now you prove to yourself that you did it, and now you're more likely to do other things. So, if I could do this, I could do that. And if I can accomplish this, I can. And then you just keep going. You have to. If there's something you're afraid of, you have to attack that challenge.
You have to.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I did a lot of that when I was like, I want to say 16, 17, up until like early, like 21-ish, 22-ish maybe. Like just going to other people, talking to them. And I learned how to pick up girls just
by talking.
And just say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I thought you were really pretty. And that's when I learned the less I gave a fuck, the more like results I got. I would to a point where I remember this one time I got into my first car accident.
Oh, damn.
I was in the Bronx. Somebody flew through a light. Boom, hit my car going 50-something miles an hour.
Fuck.
I was fine though. But you know, like your muscles cramp up the next day and shit. So I was at a party. I was going to pick up something. That shit happened. My fucking windshield wiper fluids exposed in my car. All sorts of craziness. I go back to the party. They're like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's got into a car accident." I'm like, "The fuck you doing here?"
Yeah, facts.
Had a lit time.
Why you had this party?
Drove home. Was high, drunk. It was cool. Boom. Once I wake up, I'm in massive pain. I had a cane already. Like, I bought a cane in Chinatown. I thought it was cool. Now I can actually use it.
That's pretty funny.
So, unfortunately. So, I went to the mall with a friend because I'm like, fuck, I don't have my car. We drove over there, and I literally came up to a pretty girl at a piercing pagoda. And she was like, what the fuck? You got a cane? I'm like, yeah, I got into a car accident yesterday. But that shit doesn't matter. I think you're really pretty. What's your number? Like, if you're interested in me, I'm interested in you. What's up?
Smooth.
Straight up. the more blunt I was, the more results I got. I'm not like, hey, I'm just like, I think you're really pretty. What's your name?
I learned that in college. I didn't really know girls really liked me till college. So like I was like 20. And that was the year I told myself to keep like just talking to girls, just see what happened, be extra, so just see what happened, just to put myself out there.
Yeah.
And I just started telling girls they were pretty. I was like, hey, I like your hair. You're really pretty. And that just was and on top of that, it was funny.
And it's free,
It's just fun. I'm like, oh, this is cool. We're just having, like, we're just enjoying the conversation. We're enjoying the vibes. Like, yo.
I like complimenting people. You're making their day better for free.
Yeah, it's
Costs
nice.
nothing.
And then they'll be nice to you. And then you might get a little friend. You may not fuck them, but you might at least get a little friend. They'll be nice to you. Just be happy. Just be cool, bro. Exactly. Just be cool. That's it.
It's not even exactly like we said. You may not get to fuck, but you may just find a great friend.
Yeah, just be cool. Like, I'll be telling guys, like, oh, man, girls are so weird. Yo, bro.
They keep isolating women. It sounds like the kids who grew up thinking, oh, yeah, ew, cooties. It's like, bro.
It's just a human that happens to be female. That's it.
This person's going through their human experience just as we're going through our human experience. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
I just happen to be man. You happen to be woman. You just happen to be a female human. We're not that different. There are fundamental differences.
But we're more similar than we are different.
Yeah, they're more similar than we are different. So like you say, oh, talking to girls is really weird. They always do this. They're like, nigga, no.
I don't like those isolating as generalizations. This shit is ed.
How would you talk to? Let's just say hypothetically, women are human. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically. What would you say to another human that relatively has the same human experience you do?
Something nice.
Something nice.
Because the human experience is a weird experience.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they've been going through.
Exactly.
I don't care what race, creed, gender, sex, fucking alien. I don't know what people are going through. But it's like, we don't know what they're going through. So for me, like in New York, I'm looked at as somebody, as a weirdo. Because I'll come up to people and say, have a nice day. And they look at me like, you trying to lie to me? And I'm like, no. Have a nice day. Bye.
Well, you're a cool dude, though. Like, you mad cool, bro. Cool.
I appreciate you, bro.
Mad cool.
Well, it's just, why not say hi to people? You know, why not hold a door for somebody? Yeah. Have a great day. Boom.
I want someone to make my day nice. Therefore, I want to make other people's day nice. I think to me, it's that simple. Like, I would like to be happy. Therefore, I like to make other people happy. That way, it spreads the general happiness in my community.
Right. That we live in a world where there's a lot of assholes, but there are a lot of great people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we choose every day what side we're going to be on.
You choose.
Every moment we wake up, every moment people, and I'm going to throw bear shade on mad people. Not people personally, but mad people who I know do this. Every time we wake up and we scroll through social media and ingest the fuck shit, the first moment of us being in the waking world, boom, you just fucked up a little bit for the day. Other people wake up. They get shit done. They add discipline in their lives. Like David Goggins says, some people you make your bed up. That's your first W for the day. Go on and get more W's. Mm-hmm. Some people wake up and they take L's. Some people wake up and they take W's, and we get to choose every day which person we're gonna be.
It's a choice, bro. I'll be telling you, you don't have to be negative all the time. Do something. I tell you, hey, if you trying to feel better about yourself, you're trying to like get this one, you're trying to like be happier in general. In the morning, either do a workout or clean something. Do something for you in the morning.
Right. Do something for you in the morning. You.
Yeah. So that way you're like in your head like, oh, I accomplished this thing today. Why not let's accomplish the next thing? And it's truly a mindset. Like that part of it. Like you can't control everything. I know that. But there are some things you really can control.
There are a lot of things we control. Mm-hmm. Accountability is a big thing that a lot of people lack. Mm-hmm. Like even for me, like as a business owner, I have to take accountability for other people's fuck ups. If I contract somebody to do a job and they fuck up, that's my fault. Yeah. A lot of people I hear like the way they frame shit, and a lot of people are victims, you know what I mean? It's always dangerous. Oh, this happened and that happened, but it's like you fucked up though.
It's a dangerous mindset. It's a slippery slope. I'm like, yeah, it's true, but you did mess up here, and that's okay.
I'm that friend who says that, and then some people might get mad, other people don't get mad, but I feel like if you're a friend to somebody, you owe them to be real with them.
Yeah, like yo, you didn't do that right. Like yo, that's not right. That's not cool. Don't do that. Like just keep it straight. You gotta be rude about it. I'm very nice. Like yo, that's not cool.
You don't gotta be crazy with them.
Yeah.
Point out the real shit.
Yeah.
Real friends ground real friends in reality, but real friends also lift each other up.
Yeah.
Into an optimal reality.
Yeah, but
you know.
We got really pretty good there towards the end.
Yeah.
We started getting into the nitty gritty. That momentum started coming.
We went into the fuck the generalizations. People are bitch ass niggas.
Yeah.
Essence of nigga. Deep shit. Shit you tell your kids. Life. Be a good person. Yeah.
And towards the end, we started getting into enlightenment and like confidence building and building each other up. I liked how we started going up.
That's how it is.
Energy started rising.
That's how it is. That's what we're on. We're both on that path of rising in life. This shit just flow of conversation. Everything goes with it. Like we were saying earlier, you do something, like different aspects of your life leak into others.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's truly mindset.
So two people who are on a path of elevation, and the conversation just moves in a path of elevation.
It did. niggas, bitches, enlightenment, confidence boosting, friendship.
Some Maslow hierarchy of needs. Shit
It started going up.
House, self-actualization.
Yeah. Self-awareness. Oh, yeah, I like the climbing we were doing. It was nice. It was good.
That's how it's supposed to be, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's over
anything you want to say? Any last wrap-up thoughts?
Nah, man. But
tell people where to find you.
You can find me at the Capn Morgan on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's the THE Capn, like Cap'n Crunch, CAPN Morgan, MORGAN. So the Capn Morgan, like Cap'n Crunch. So yeah, man. So I'd say just keep trying to improve every single day. It's all about compound interest. You might mess up some days, but if you try to do good on the most days, it's still going to leak into the rest of your life because you keep adding to yourself every single day. It all just keeps adding. So keep going, man. Oops.
Hell yeah. It's 1166 podcast. Capn Morgan, thank you for pulling up. Episode 4. We out.